at the end of it. Whenever we close it out, it'll have it too. So whatever works best for you.
Cool. Okay. It's
Well,
probably best to have two ways anyway, so.
yeah. Well, let's get in it, I guess.
Okay.
So you're playing the part of Texoil?
Yes.
Cool.
And then you're the owner of the station?
Yep.
Alrighty.
So I guess to start, what are like your main interests in buying the station?
Well, we're interested in expanding our business to owning multiple gas stations across the country. So yeah, we were kind of just curious. We haven't really gotten super into the business yet. We're just kind of dipping our toes in, but we saw your offer or that you were selling, so we decided to see why you're selling it, I guess, is our first question. If you don't mind asking.
No. I've been put 15 years into it. Me and my wife have been running it for 18-hour days for the past 5 years, so we're needing a break. One of our goals is to do a trip around the world for 2 years. We've sold our house and bought a boat, so we're really trying to take some time to enjoy each other and do that, and really just kind of set ourselves up for post the trip and stuff like that.
Nice. Okay. Well, right now, knowing what we know about the gas station, we see that if we were to purchase it now, it looks like there will have to be some updates made to get some newer equipment installed. So with that knowledge, we're ready to offer today $300,000 for the gas station.
Okay, $300,000 due to updates and.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's going to be way different than what I'm thinking of, about $650,000.
Oh, okay, got it. Well,
due to mainly the area, I understand needing to update like that, but to completely start up in the area where it's pretty beneficial with this gas station, if you add on any additional stuff to it, like a mini mart or anything like that,
okay,
it'd be about that cost.
Okay. Well, I understand that. So I think with that knowledge, we would be willing to up our offer to $450,000 with a condition. If you and your wife were willing to put in 8-hour days, nothing like 18-hour days that you're currently doing, for the next 2 years, we would be willing to pay the remainder, $200,000 that you're asking in salaries to you to total, over the next 2 years. So in 2 years, you could walk away with your $650,000. But as of right now, our current payment would be $450,000.
All right. So I need to work an additional 2 years before I go on my trip for the additional $200,000. All right.
But these would be much less hours too. You'd only be working a typical 8 hours, 8-hour day.
With me and my wife discussing it already beforehand, she's not going to be able to work due to some health concerns.
Okay.
So even pushing her at 8 hours isn't going to be doable. We've been saving up for this trip for now. I'd be willing to go to $500,000 for selling now, on a condition of upon return, either as a management position or a consulting position, returning to work for, let's say, an additional $100,000 per year and a 5% profit sharing in the meantime while we're on the trip.
Okay. So are you saying you would be on the trip for the next 2 years?
Yes.
And just be on site as a consultant?
Yes. Just with me being in the area before and already that, or I've already negotiated those relationships, and it's kind of a tight-knit community. That's one thing I still want to continue to foster on whoever I sell to, is that it's a tight-knit community and stuff like that.
So you would not physically be there. You would just be on site as a consultant.
Yes.
Okay. So you want $500,000 today, And then for the next, you said 2 years, a salary of 100,000 a year
Mm-hmm.
as a consultant.
And a 5% profit share.
I think we could negotiate to the 500,000 now. And what if it was 75,000 annual salary as a consultant with the 5% instead of 100,000 a year?
That works.
And you would get to 650,000 plus your 5% profit for those 2 years while you're on the trip.
Yep, that works with me.
All right. Well, that will be great, and then we'll be able to get your great management and your customer service well situated for our next, few years after that. So
yeah,
that'll be great.
It'll be exciting to actually have a bigger company that will be able to invest the capital needed to grow it to compete with some of the other ones.
All right, awesome. Well, pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So I'm done. I'm just gonna reiterate, 500,000, 75 salary, 2 years as consultant, and then 5% profit share
for those 2 years.
Now that works with me. Honestly, that's everything I kind of need and everything.
Okay. All right, that sounds good then. Do we need to do anything on our end for?
Let me see. I guess there's feedback that we have to go over.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hang on, let me grab this real quick. Well, my feedback to you would be you had some really good counter offers. I think you really put your foot down and stood up for what you wanted, so that was good. So, and I think you got what you wanted out of it, and I think I got what I wanted out of it too, which was my primary goal during this was to maximize both outcomes.
Yeah.
So
what on your end of your Texoil, what was was it 500,000? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
500,000, but it mentioned something about the management team has been excellent, and it's a shame you can't stay on. So I took that as we can try to keep you on.
Well, the main goal was, I guess it was 553,000 is what the reservation price was. But then it was talking there was another section. It was what are you going to do post? And they didn't want you to sell the boat because you're losing your equity and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of interesting then. Now,
yeah,
yours,
I was wondering if there were other companies competing for our price too. So
there was one that was 400,000, and there was one that didn't even give us a call back type of thing.
Okay.
But the 400,000 wasn't even manageable because even after the taxes and everything, the minimum we had to have was 488, which even 500,000 made mine 443 after tax, but the incentive of having the job. Yeah. And looking at the other modules, it was you're gonna run into us. I figured on this next one, the last one was the bargaining zones were so wide, you had to have come up to an agreement. On this one, this one was a little harder. But when I don't know, when you started off at 300,000, I was oh shoot.
I know. Well, the last one I wasn't low at all. I was right in the sweet spot, and I didn't offer too low. So she almost took it right away, and I was oh shoot, I should have offered a lot less. And then after finding out about it, so.
No, on yours, I mean, I really do like your anchoring point. It was definitely, I don't know, from a corporate side, you're a lot more compassionate than I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
But I think.
Well, it actually says in my thing that I'm not the typical person that negotiates this.
Yeah.
That person's out of town. So.
No, but still, I don't know. It was very comforting because it's in mine, it was talking about you wanted to sell someone who's gonna take care of it, and I got that from you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I thought you did great. Came super prepared, so I obviously will mention that in the contract for tonight.
Okay.
But no, I appreciate you, Heather. And is there anything else you want to go over?
No, but it was 75 a year for 2 years, with 5%.
Yep.
per
And then the 500,000.
plus 500,000.
Which I think is fair.
Yeah. Because we would be paying that a person out anyway. So okay, cool. Yep, I think that sounds good.
Cool. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, Heather.
You too. Thanks. Bye.